Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to episode 5 of the Ignore the Whistle podcast. I'm Andy Wang, and today I'm joined by Anush Chaubal.
Aman Narang.
And Mason Kim.
All right, so we're going to be in this week's episode by touching on a sore topic, which is last week's game. So we're going to start off, obviously, with the Packers-Bucks game, which was definitely rough for me as a Packers fan. But I know the other guys enjoyed it, being Bears fans.
Yup.
Yeah, it was tough. So I think honestly, it was a tough loss, but I think honestly they deserve to lose. They came out. The Packers just did not play well the whole game. Honestly, they were never in control, and the defense was garbage in the first half. So, but honestly, I know a lot of people are putting the blame on Matt LaFleur and also the refs, but I think the biggest thing is probably the O-line, because I think honestly the Bucks pass rush just destroyed the Packers, and they just did not give Aaron Rodgers a lot of time, especially in the first half. So I don't know what you guys think about that.
Andy, what are your thoughts on Kevin King?
Yeah. How about Kevin King?
I hate that guy. I want him. I want him to leave
I
Green Bay.
I love Kevin King.
That's my favorite player. Yeah, he's my favorite corner.
My favorite Packers player of all time.
Yeah,
he's just so good in coverage, man. It's just unbelievable how good he is at covering wide receivers. I mean, you see how he locked up Scotty Miller with like 8 seconds left?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see how he got locked up? Yeah.
That
amazing,
bro,
man.
they also played man to man on that one play. Like, what was the defensive coordinator thinking?
Oh yeah, we fired him too, but
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
My prediction for that game was pretty much correct. Like my prediction was that the Bucks pass rush would be too much for Rodgers, and that's what happened. Really, they got like 5 sacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was basically the Bucks defense versus the Packers offense, and I predicted that the Bucks defense would pop off.
Yeah, I think
with the victory.
Yeah, the Packers really missed Bakhtiari. I think JPP absolutely dominated Billy Turner, who they had to move to left tackle. So with Bakhtiari, honestly I feel like the Packers could have won, but that pass rush, that front seven with JPP and then obviously Devin White, it was just too much for the Packers.
After that game, do you guys think that the Packers head coach is on the hot seat?
No,
not this early.
No.
I don't know. I don't really think he does anything, to be honest. Like, he just sits back and like he's like the Tyler Lue of the NFL.
But you also can't.
True, I guess.
Yeah. Yes, but he's been successful. So why would you?
He's been successful doing that.
I mean, like someone's like.
I mean, like
he's been successful.
You can look at former coaches that Aaron Rodgers also played with.
Yeah, but like, he's been successful because like he has a good team he has a good team around him.
I mean, I think most coaches are successful because they have a good team around them. It's pretty hard to coach up a team, but it's just they can't waste another one of Aaron Rodgers' years trying to like develop and learn a whole new offense with the new head coach. So I don't think they're gonna get rid of him unless they play really bad this year. Then maybe he'll be on the hot seat. But even then, it might take probably at least 2 more years for them to consider, getting rid of him. But I don't really know. It's an interesting topic.
A lot of the futures, like Aaron Rodgers mentions, a lot of the guys' futures are uncertain. As for now. So.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting with especially Aaron Jones probably. Packers have Aaron Jones and Corey Linsley as their big free agents, and they really don't have a lot of cap space. And so I think it'll be interesting because they need to make some moves, and with such little cap space, I think the only way they can improve their team is through the draft. And obviously, we know how they screwed up the draft last year.
Honestly, they need to let go of Aaron Jones. Like they offered him like a top 5 contract for a running back, and he declined it. Yeah. I don't think he's worth all that, especially with the Packers O line.
Yeah, I think Dylan can easily take that running back one.
Mm-hmm.
And totally. Jamal Williams, he's great. Yeah, he's a great
Jamal Williams is extremely solid too.
That's my boy. Yeah. So we'll see how the offseason comes. But let's move on to the second game, which was honestly pretty boring. I really didn't watch much of it. Chiefs Bills, it's a blowout. It was pretty much over by around the second quarter. I think it was. I mean, they put up the Bills. They just didn't look ready. Honestly, the Chiefs just dismantled them, mainly in the second half. Their defense was not good. Chiefs just tore them apart. Even after the Bills took that 9-0 lead, I think. After that McCall Hardman muff, but it just the Chiefs just looked in control. And I mean, to be fair, I expected Buffalo to come out better, but I can't say I'm surprised.
First of all, I want to shout out the Buffalo Bills fans. They probably have the best fan base in the NFL, but they responded really well to the loss.
Yeah, that's facts.
Extremely well. I think they're one of the more understanding fans.
Yeah.
Loyal and
yeah. I think Bills Mafia as a whole. I mean, they've always been just probably the best fan base in the NFL.
Extremely positive.
Yeah. Like even when they beat Lamar Jackson, they donated over $500,000 to his charity. They just are a good bunch of people. I gotta respect their team respect their team and their fan base. The Chiefs are just a better team, honestly.
Yeah, they had too much weapons, and then that really showed with Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Tyreek Hill as well.
Yeah. It was. I mean, I thought it would be a game in the first. In the first quarter, it looked pretty even. Chiefs came up kind of slow, but they kind of just blew them out the water. It was over pretty quick.
I think there's several factors to that Bills loss, and one of them is a lack of a run game. Because they can be in red zone scenarios, and a lot of the times they have to opt for short passes in order to get closer to the end.
Do you guys think that the Bills will be better next season or worse? Because their offensive coordinator is probably going to be a head coach next season. So, what are your thoughts on that?
No one got him, right?
Yeah, Dabble, yeah.
I think he's still there.
No, but he's going to leave to be a head coach.
With who though? No one.
I know, but he probably is going to leave to be a head coach. He's getting a lot of offers.
Not this year, I don't think. Next year, maybe, but not this year.
I don't know.
Maybe. But I think they'll keep pretty much the same because I mean we look at their free agents. In terms of notable free agents, Josh Norman.
That's not that notable.
Yeah, that's not that notable. I only remember him getting stiff on Derrick Henry.
Isaiah McKenzie, who had pretty good few games.
Yeah.
Andre Roberts, their punt returner. But other than that, I mean, Brian Winters, their guards, Feliciano, not really, too noticeable. So they're gonna maintain most of their core stars. So I think they'll probably be back. Maybe even in the Super Bowl next year, depending on how the Chiefs go about this offseason as well. But it'll be interesting. We'll see. Yeah. All right, and then let's move away from last week's games, and we can kind of discuss the big trade that just happened just last night. The Matthew Stafford trade went to the Rams in exchange for 2 first-round picks and Jared Goff. Is there anything else in that? I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure there was a third.
Yeah, there was a third-round pick in that.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So, what are you guys' thoughts? Do you think the Rams overpaid?
Yeah, so at first I thought it was overpaid by the Rams, but now when I look back at it, I think it was a good trade for both sides because the Rams were able to get rid of Jared Goff's contract, and the Rams the Lions were able to get 3 picks out of it and a quarterback. That's not the best, but he's decent, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe below average actually. I don't know.
I mean, the Rams paid a steep price for a contract dump. It was 2 firsts.
His contract was terrible, though.
Well, yeah, but 2 firsts and a third, that's a pretty big chunk of your future.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah.
So.
And it's setting up higher expectations for Watson's trade.
Yeah. But they did say that the Texans weren't gonna let Stafford trade bother them. So who knows? Maybe they even get less. Well, it all just depends on the situation.
I mean, the Texans are known to be really stupid. I mean, come on.
Well, they don't have Bill O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien's not playing for opposing teams.
But did you guys see did you guys see the head coach they hired?
Yeah, that was a very questionable move.
It's as if they want Watson to leave. They're trying to get him away from the team.
No, the head coach they hired, he was a head coach of the Chiefs in 2014 and
2015.
I don't know what year, but their receivers got no touchdowns at all.
Yep.
So I don't think that was a good hire at all.
Didn't they hire Lovie Smith too?
Yeah, as a defensive coordinator.
That's a decent name, I would say.
And
makes me
the thing with Lovie Smith is that he was a bad head coach in college also. So, man, the Texans are such a joke.
Okay, not as much of a joke as the Bears.
Yeah. What?
No, they're more.
I don't know about that.
I was going to criticize the Lions, but hey yo,
Texans are the
I was about to call Lions
most poverty.
I was about to call Detroit a poverty franchise, but okay.
Okay, let's go back to Matthew Stafford. So I think, where do you guys see the Rams next year in terms of the NFC rankings?
Pretty high.
They can be Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah,
they can possibly compete. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only piece they really needed. The only piece they really needed was a quarterback, and they got one. So, a very solid quarterback.
I feel like they'll be really good next season.
They will, definitely.
I think they have a chance to winning the NFC.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Yeah, for sure.
With a healthy defense, I think they're probably top 2 in the NFC with the Packers. And, I think, honestly, I know quarterback was a big need, but I think another big need, obviously they have Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods, but I feel like they just need another actual big play receiver, because I feel like a lot of times they're both of them, they need each other to succeed. So when one of them goes down, they can't succeed on independently, because I just feel like they benefit off each other being there, and the Rams know that. So that's why, when you see games when for example, the divisional game, when Cooper Kupp was out, Robert Woods was pretty limited overall in terms of production. So I think they just need that one star receiver. Maybe they trade one of them. Maybe they trade both of them to get a superstar, something like that. Obviously, it's probably unlikely, but they just need that one receiver to, I think, put them as a clear favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nope. All right. And then for the Lions, I think, what do you guys think the Lions are going to be like next year with their new QB and obviously multiple draft picks now?
Absolutely
awful. Tanking like usual.
Absolutely awful.
Good draft
as always. Pick. Absolutely awful. Bottom of the division as always.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Yeah, they're going for the long-term rebuild. So.
Yeah, for sure.
So they're gonna tank for multiple seasons. Maybe we'll see another 0-16 Detroit team. Who knows?
No, I feel like
if their defense is as bad as it was this year, maybe. Yeah.
I feel like in a couple of years. Yeah, so I feel like in the my bad. my bad.
Nah, talk, come on.
All right, so I feel like the Lions will be good in about 2 years, because by then they'll have enough draft picks to develop their core and all that.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's interesting. It's an interesting trade for Detroit, because I know they want to rebuild, but at the same time, I feel like their future is pretty bright. Not even their future, their current situation, because they had a lot of key guys miss last year. Cam Akers missed a few games. Galladay missed most of the season. Okuda missed a lot of games. So I think, who knows? Maybe we see a Jared Goff career revival. They have a lot of good pieces, especially on that offense. I think, honestly, I think they're still going to be at the bottom of the division, but if Jared Goff goes back to a few years ago on the Rams, I think the Lions can be an okay team. Not 0-16 bad, but not like 10-6 good. I think they'll just be okay. But it'll be interesting to see what they do with those extra draft picks, if they keep them or trade them for a good player. All right, so after the Stafford trade, we'll get into some NFL award predictions. Obviously, NFL awards are next Saturday before the Super Bowl, and it's been a pretty hot topic throughout the whole season. So we can start it off with obviously the big award, MVP award. For me, I know obviously this one's gonna go with Aaron Rodgers for me. I don't know what else you guys think.
As a Bears fan, I gotta go with Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it hurts me to say this, but it's the truth.
Yeah, he had an incredible year.
Mm-hmm.
I think what is it? He broke his own record. I don't know if he broke it. I think he was second in like passer rating for the whole year. I think his MVP season 2010 was the number one. I think, and his MVP season this year was number 2 in terms of passer rating. Or I don't know if it's flipped, but I know he had 48 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 51 touchdowns total, including rushing touchdowns. So he just an incredible year. I think definitely, I think it should be pretty clear, if not unanimous, to who the MVP is this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's move on to Offensive Player of the Year. I think this one has a little more discussion, but I still think it's pretty clear cut. What do you guys think?
It's pretty clear cut.
Yeah, I would say so as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go with same. Yep.
Yeah, I think there are a few more compelling cases. Like obviously Devontae Adams and maybe even Travis Kelce. But I think 2,000 yards in a season is just absurd. Only the 8th player
players.
Ever.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And whenever that happens, you have to give the Offensive Player of the Year award.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Multiple 200-yard games too. So that's one.
Yeah, had a huge year. Obviously, he choked in the playoffs, but doesn't take anything away.
Yeah, his line filled in dollars.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so let's move on to the Defensive Player of the Year. This one, I think it's pretty close. I think it's a toss-up between T.J. Watt and Aaron Donald. I think this year I'm gonna have to go with T.J. Watt. Honestly, 15 sacks. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's been insane this year. I gotta go with T.J. Watt.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Damn, everyone's unanimous today. Jeez.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I mean, like Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Aaron Donald did struggle towards the end of the season.
Yeah,
he was kind of quiet, So.
Yeah, he's dealt with some
injuries.
Watt
led the league in sacks. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think that one's pretty clear. All right, let's go to Offensive Rookie of the Year. I feel like this one's gonna be a little bit of a competition. I think I'm gonna go with Justin Herbert. He broke about pretty much every single rookie record. I think we mentioned this on an earlier podcast, but yeah, for me, it's clear Justin Herbert.
Same. I gotta go with Justin Herbert too, because when he entered the draft, people thought he wouldn't be good. People thought he'll be another Mitch Trubisky. He proved them all wrong. I just think that's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too. To me, Jefferson's quite close, but to me, wide receivers are less valuable than quarterbacks.
Right.
So
I agree with you. All right.
Mason, how about you?
Go to defense.
Yeah. I mean, I do want co-rookie of the years, but I know NFL never does that. So, I mean,
who knows? Maybe.
Who knows? I'd give it to Herbert though. I'd give the edge to Herbert. Yeah.
All right. Damn, y'all gotta stop agreeing with each other. We need some
I know.
We need some conversations here.
Yeah.
All right, maybe we'll have some Defensive Rookie of the Year. This one I don't know too much about.
This it's the top rank thing right now. I think it's just between Chase Young, Jeremy Chin, and I forgot the third player. I think it's the Colts.
I don't really know the defensive players, to be honest.
Justin Blackman or the Blackman guy? I don't know.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't really know the defensive players for the rookie.
Let me look right now. Let me look it up.
Give me a sec. Okay, so defensive rookie.
Julian Blackman, that's the name.
Julian Black. Okay, so
Julian
so there's Chase Young, Jeremy Chin, and then Patrick Queen of the Baltimore Ravens. Right.
Patrick Queen.
Okay. Patrick Queen. Yeah, Patrick Queen. Looked pretty well. I think. Yeah. No, Packers passed up on him though. Excellent.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't really know the defensive rookies.
So many good players, and Packers just decided to draft.
Yeah. Okay. No, this is not time for Packers slander,
guys.
Since
I don't really know the defensive players.
I gotta bring it up, man. I gotta bring it up.
Since I don't really know the defensive players for this rookie class, I gotta go with Jalen Johnson.
Oh my god!
He was like top 3 in passes.
Johnson played great, but like
I don't really know the rookie class well, so I'm just going to go with Deshaun Johnson.
I think this is a less talked about topic just because of there wasn't like really players that shined.
It wasn't that great.
I think
this season.
So Chase Young played good for a rookie, but of course for a rookie, it's not like something outstanding like Herbert or Jefferson, like how they outshine like former like current NFL players, like current veterans.
I mean, he had 32 solo tackles, 7.5 sacks, 4 forced fumble, which was tied for 3rd in the league. So I think honestly, his stats are, you mentioned it, good for a rookie, and I think they're pretty good, and should be good enough to win him Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, so I'd say so too.
Yeah. Let's go to Coach of the Year. I feel like this one's gonna go to Kevin Stefanski. He turned around that Browns franchise real quick. They had an incredible year, good playoff run. So I think this one's pretty clear cut. I know people were talking about Mike Tomlin and other things like that, but the Steelers, they kind of collapsed at the end of the season. I don't think they're gonna give it to Tomlin. And the Browns, they kept getting better and better throughout the whole year. So I think that was gonna go to Stefanski.
And wasn't it his first year?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, so I gotta go with him then. Because they went from being a mediocre to a really good team. Like they almost beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. That's really impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I just found an article.
Yeah, he was named Coach of the Year by Sporting News and Pro Football Writers of America. So I think it's gonna go to him.
For me, this should go to Brian Flores actually, since the Dolphins were not
it's really up to 3. It's Sean McDermott, Brian Flores.
I mean, the thing is with Flores, he his team did not make the playoffs. That's the thing.
Yeah, that one's.
I mean, but he plays in the AFC.
They were one spot.
He also plays with the Bills in the same division.
I feel like to be the Coach of the Year, you need to make the playoffs.
That's fair. Yeah. But no one thought that the Dolphins would be fighting for a playoff spot.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody, because everyone thought they'd be tanking again. Let's be honest here. Nope. And Dolphins are in a really good position for next year. I mean, look at the picks they have in the draft.
Picks. Nope. Bunch of cap space. Yeah.
Like in 2 years, in 2 years, I feel like they might be contenders for the AFC.
Okay, that's
in 2 years. In 2 years,
possibly make a move for Watson too.
Yeah, maybe I can see that. Maybe if Tua has a breakout year, or they get Watson somehow. If I see like flashes of Tua being great this season, then I don't doubt that. But so far, I haven't seen much from Tua. Maybe it's because he's coming off an injury and no preseason, this and that. But I can see that it's a possibility, but not that likely.
Yeah. Okay. All right, and then we're gonna go to our last one, which is easily the least contestable award, Comeback Play of the Year, which honestly should be
called the Alex Smith Award.
Yeah, Alex Smith Award. I think there's not much discussion for this.
Man, literally came from almost dying to playing the NFL again.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. Mm-hmm. What a great year it's been for him. So gotta give it to him. Honestly, I think this one should be unanimous in terms of the vote.
This should be unanimous. There should not be any other thing for first place vote. This should just be Alex Smith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. even though he didn't have a great statistical year, but I mean,
just
to come back from that is just insane.
He led the he led the Washington football team to the playoffs.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even though they're in the NFC East.
Even though the NFC East was absolute garbage this season, I mean, he did what he had to do, and he came out.
Playoffs still counts.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then let's go. After we're done with that, let's go to a new segment called Rumor Mill. So we're just gonna go over a couple of rumors in both the NBA and the NFL. I know we haven't touched on too much of the NBA, but we'll start with the NFL rumor. Obviously the big one, Deshaun Watson and possibly JJ Watt, getting moved. So, what do you all think that Deshaun Watson is gonna go?
Bold prediction: Miami Dolphins. I mean, they have like the number 3 pick, a bunch of more draft picks, a bunch of cap space, a bunch of young players. They can make a very good deal for Watson.
That's true.
To put my input into it, I can see the Dolphins, but from like what I see on social media and everything, Dolphins fans are like arguing that they don't need Watson. But if there's like a fair price for Watson, obviously they're gonna take it.
Yeah.
But that's like the argument I'm hearing. My prediction, I don't have like necessarily one team, but I would think the Panthers would make a move. I see him going to the Panthers, possibly the Niners. Honestly, I think Niners are a dark horse for the NFC title next year if they can just get everyone to stay healthy.
They have a report earlier today that they're going to keep Jimmy G, right?
Yeah, I saw that too.
So
they're going to stick with him.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess Niners are out of the question then.
Yeah.
All right, guys. In my opinion, I think it's going to be the Bears. And I can explain why.
I hope so. I mean,
I can explain why. So, like, guys, Ryan Pace is obviously on the hot seat. Like, he has to be aggressive.
That's
true.
So
I feel like Ryan Pace will be like really desperate and get Deshaun Watson.
All right. So if you think that, what do you think the Bears have to trade to get Deshaun Watson?
Probably like maybe Roquan Smith and maybe Jalen Johnson.
That's a hefty.
That's a lot, but like
a hefty price.
They have to be desperate for one.
Would you trade Roquan Smith?
Would I trade him? I don't know, but like you're getting a generational.
I think yes, I would.
I would, yeah.
It would absolutely hurt.
Because like Ryan Pace has been really good.
I definitely would.
Because Ryan Pace has been really good in drafting defensive players besides Leonard Floyd. But yeah,
Leonard Floyd is a beast. What are you talking about?
I mean, like with the Bears, he was not a beast.
Yeah, he's been doing good on the Rams though, for sure.
Dude, but not with the Bears though.
The Bears just ruin everyone's careers that go there.
Honestly, that's true. I can't argue.
Like every single player, Khalil Mack got worse. Eddie Jackson got worse. Leonard Floyd was not good there, and then he
kind of sad.
Like they all get better.
They could not develop.
Man, when you change defensive coordinators from a very good one in Vic Fangio to Chuck Pagano, I mean,
Chuck Pagano was so bad.
I mean, you can't even blame anyone for that like regression.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, what do you expect? What did you expect? That's Chuck Pagano. That guy was terrible.
Yeah. Luckily, he retired. So
I mean, we got this Indian dude now, like Sean. I forgot his last name.
Desai. Yeah, he worked with Vic Fangio.
Yes, sir. Represent the Indians.
We'll see.
I see some people getting really pissed off though, especially a lot of white boys. Social media comment section. That's not no joke. Literally, every single one of those comments is just a white dude saying it.
Who cares about their opinions?
I don't want to bring race into it, but it's facts. And,
who cares about their opinions?
All right, relax, y'all. Relax.
All right, guys.
We'll see.
Let's move on from that.
All right, so
let's topic for another day.
Let's go to Watson's teammate. Let's go to JJ Watt. We've heard murmurs that he wants out. We're not really sure what he's going to do. Is his contract expiring? Is it expiring, or I don't know if he signed next year.
Next year, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, so I think.
Yeah, 2022.
2022, so he did. So they're going to have to either trade him or like buy him out or something like that, but I don't think they would do that. So they would have to trade him. It's interesting because I think it's a little bit more difficult to trade a lot to get a high defensive player.
Yeah, Andy, we can't really hear you.
Yeah, Andy, I don't know if your mic's like not working. You're like muffled.
Yeah.
I'm back. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, my bad. But yeah, so I was just saying that, like, you see more blockbuster trades for offensive players. It's not often I mean, obviously the Khalil Mack trade was pretty big, but it's not often you see a defensive trade. So I think it'll be interesting because I just don't know like which team is gonna pull the trigger for an aging superstar like JJ Watt. Obviously he's still good, but he's dealt with injuries. He's getting a little old. He has a big cap hit, so I'm not really sure where he goes.
If there's one team I want him to go to, it's probably gonna be the Steelers. Cause like I want him and his brother to to unite together and like possibly be like the best defense in the NFL.
Yeah, I think they probably would, honestly. So, I think with that Steelers defense, which if they added JJ Watt, I think they were good last year already before, the last 4 or 5 games. So I think for sure they would definitely be competing. I think they would probably be better than that Rams defense, especially with Tomlin as their head coach. I think they would be better than that Rams defense, honestly.
Yeah, I could see that.
Speaking of the Steelers, I think they have the worst fan base. I'm just put it out there.
Oh my god!
I think they do, bro. I'm gonna just put it out there.
That's not
worse.
Either the Cowboys or the Eagles.
Yeah,
it's not even about the fan base.
I can see Steelers, and
for example,
it's either between. Yeah, I don't know. It's an unpopular opinion, but I'd put it up there.
Like for example, look at EDP and the Eagles.
Oh,
EDP
boy.
is so toxic.
I mean, Eagles and Cowboy fans are extremely hardcore. I mean, I gotta say that for Packers and Bears fans too, but
yeah,
I mean, Eagles are just on another level.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I think definitely probably the Cowboys. Definitely the Cowboys, honestly. But yeah. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to the NBA for once.
NBA's section here.
I mean, NBA's kind of been. We haven't really been keeping up with NBA, so
it's just mostly been Bradley Beal suffering and people having pity for him.
So let's talk about Bradley Beal. We've heard the trade rumors. We know that any team would love to have him. So where do y'all think he's gonna land?
To be honest,
I'm not
really
sure.
Any team that needs a superstar.
Someone that's
really
good. Yeah.
Possibly the 76ers. I mean, they try to. I mean, like guys, look, they try to get James Harden.
Do they have cap space? Probably not.
They try to get James Harden. They'd have to move like correct pieces in order to do it, but they can do it. But I don't know if he'll. Yeah, because the Sixers are doing great without needing another superstar.
Yeah, they're number one.
Yeah, exactly. So they have no point in trading for Beal.
Yeah, they don't need him.
Yeah,
but I think this raises the question: would you trade? I think probably the package that the Wizards would want, if they were to trade him to 76, would probably be like something like Ben Simmons, maybe Tyrese Maxey and like a first or second round pick, something like that. Like it's a pretty steep price, but I think would they be better with Beal instead of Simmons on that team?
I mean, in my opinion, Ben Simmons' defense is great, but I don't think his offensive side has improved in the least from his rookie year.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, maybe because I don't think the Sixers really need like Beal anyway. But if they were to trade for him, I think they do better with Beal than Simmons.
With Beal,
yeah.
No, I think they do better with Simmons actually because Beal can't like. Beal's not a great defender, and Simmons can guard like 1 through 5. So I think that's really valuable for the Sixers.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Sixers, they need a point guard, like a real point guard, like a Ben Simmons kind of guy, to pair with Joel Embiid. But they do need more shooters, and I think they got that with Seth Curry. So I think honestly,
they don't got that with Danny Green though.
That's true. No, he's had some good games. I'll give him some credit. He's had some good games. But I think that Sixers team is pretty well-rounded as of now. And I think if they traded for Ben Simmons, I think they would kind of lose, that point guard that they kind of need, even though, he's struggled offensively. But I think he runs the show for them. And I don't know who else would be that point guard for them if Ben Simmons were to get traded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think possible team that could maybe trade for Beal, I'm not for sure though, is I was gonna say someone in the Western Conference. Completely forgot what I was gonna say. Give me a second here.
Well, okay.
Where do you guys think he's gonna go if you were to
Denver
get
Nuggets.
Nuggets.
No, I don't know why, but like that just seems like a fit.
Yeah, but I think if they traded him to Denver, they would want, Jamal Murray back, right? Like that would make the most sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that chemistry that Murray and Jokic have, I feel like, and Murray has kind of struggled this year. I think partly because his expectations were so high from the bubble, but I think that would just kind of break the chemistry that they've been creating for the last couple of years. So I don't know if they would trade him there.
All right, so should we move on to Lonzo Ball?
Yeah, we can go to
Speaking of Lonzo Ball, I think Beal could go to the Pelicans.
He could.
He could. Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah, that's the team I was thinking of. I couldn't think of it completely.
Yeah, that's a viable trade option, honestly, because we know the Pelicans have a lot of young pieces. And they've got I think they have probably all their picks, if not most of them. So they just have a lot to offer for a superstar like Bradley Beal. I mean, I'm not sure how it'll fit because, I don't know if they have like a real point guard if they get rid of Lonzo Ball. I don't think Lonzo Ball's struggles this year have been as a result of like him. But I think it's the way they're using him in that offense. They're just using him as like a 3-and-D guy. But I think the Pelicans need that point guard that Lonzo Ball is. Kind of like the Sixers need that point guard that Ben Simmons is. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure, if they do a Lonzo Ball and a couple first-round picks for Bradley Beal. I don't know how much that would change or affect the Pelicans' success. I'm not really sure about that.
I don't know if you want to talk about this, but just like a minor topic. Who do you guys think is like a good player like rising up from like last season? Like players like Jaylen Brown. I think.
A sophomore or just
I mean, yeah, possibly a sophomore. I was just thinking breakout. Yeah, I was thinking more like a breakout player.
Yeah, probably Jaylen Brown and Zach LaVine. Another guy that's kind of been in trade rumors, but he's had a great year this year. So I think with the All-Star voting, I mean, I swear to God, if Zach LaVine does not make the All-Star game,
you could also make a case for Kobe White, who's been doing really, really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point too. Kobe White has had a great year. I mean, he's had his ups and downs. He's kind of struggled with shooting a little bit.
He's inconsistent.
Yeah, he's inconsistent. Yeah. But I mean, he's a young guy. It's normal for a guy his age. But I think he'll work it out. He's shown really, really good promise. He's had few double games. And 14 assists one game or something like that, 11 assists, I'm not really sure. But yeah, he's shown a lot of promise. And then I think the last thing is, for me, the biggest surprise in the NBA as of now is probably the Utah Jazz. I think they've won 10, 11 straight games. Mm-hmm. And I gotta say, to quote Stephen A. Smith, I did not see this coming. I did not see that coming. Mm-hmm. They've just been on a roll. I don't know how.
I mean, yeah, Shaq's just motivating them, right?
Yeah.
By saying he dropped 50 and 25 and 4 on Gobert's head or something.
I mean, I don't doubt that. I think Shaq would absolutely destroy Gobert. Yeah,
sure. He's pushing his criticism, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's pretty funny. Shaq is funny.
Yeah, Shaq is pretty funny.
It's working. Who knows? Maybe he did it on purpose.
Pop off. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Gobert's been pretty good. I mean, they're right now 15-4, top of the conference.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? Maybe
actually.
Yeah, they are first in the league. I think Sixers are 14-6. So yeah, they got them by a couple games. So I don't know if they'll be able to sustain this because they've been on a huge winning streak. I think it all depends on definitely Gobert. And if Mitchell, he's had a concussion recently, but
is it okay if I just mention like one last detail?
Yeah, no, that's like
one last detail. Another surprise in the Western Conference would be the Mavericks.
Mm-hmm.
Doing absolutely garbage right now. Doing worse than the Kings, Thunder, and Rockets. That is very sad to see. Doing worse than the Kings and the Thunder.
I wonder what Heidi has to say about that.
Yeah.
I'm sure what's going on for them, but they're not playing well right now.
Yeah, I think
I feel bad for Luka.
Thought they would be a lot better with Porzingis back, but I feel like they just kind of struggled to gel. Mm-hmm. And Porzingis just kind of looks like a different player. He doesn't look as aggressive as he used to. Probably because he's still trying to manage that meniscus tear that he had. So, I'm not sure if they'll stay in this slump or if Luka will be able to pull them out of it. But I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. We know what they're capable of last year. So, I mean, I'm not really too concerned about them. So, yeah. So, that's gonna wrap up episode 5 of the Ignore the Whistle podcast. Thanks for joining us, and tune in next week. See ya.